what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook underneath his feet. And again, it's perfect for when he starts peeling hooks off. You just hook underneath his feet. And he's expecting me to come back through and hook in the front. And as he starts turning, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift over the foot, pull it back down with your grips.
Rodeo ride into a seated rodeo ride. You'll see the difference here with the nomenclature is. And then we're going to work on, once you get them on the buttocks in the seated rodeo ride, we're going to work then on what we call a hip shift. In other words, it's just a way of shifting them over, the body weight over, and then taking control. We're going to do some different moves from here. We're going to start with some pinning techniques to start. So, Eric, you want to take it away?
Okay. So we're going to start off with our basic rodeo ride. Okay, get your hooks in, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll them over. I'm going to turn Eric a little bit so I roll towards the camera.
Do one of the lapels.
Okay. So this time I'm going to start with the lapels, okay, and I'm going to pull them this way and come up on my butt. So the important thing to remember is as you're pulling, I'm not going to roll sideways. I'm going to roll my hip and try and aim my butt right there. So you lead with your hip and try and land right there, okay? And then we just sit right up.
Real key point here before he goes on. See how he's seated on his buttocks? Don't bear his weight on you. You don't want to be here. You don't want to be Derek in here, okay? You want to be seated on your buttocks. Now you have much better control. Can you spin it around here so you can see? Now look at, see how he's got shoulder control, upper body control, lower body control, okay? And he's not crossing his ankles. He's not strong anyway, but he's really controlling the hips, and he's manipulating Eric's body very much here. But he's on his buttocks. Now, by being on his buttocks, he has a good solid base, a good stable base, but he has room to maneuver. He has a lot of mobility from here. Okay, so I wanted to interrupt that because that is a key thing when you control people. Again, like you said, control the position, you get the submission. You've got to control the position as much as possible and then keep improving. That's what he's doing here. So, go ahead, sorry.
Okay. So from here, what we're going to do is maybe I'm having difficulties getting control, and maybe he started to actually peel hooks off, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook underneath his feet. And again, it's perfect for when he starts peeling hooks off. You just hook underneath his feet. And he's expecting me to come back through and hook in the front. And as he starts turning, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift over the foot, pull it back down with your grips. Okay? He already wants to go that way anyways. So you just kick him the way that you're going. And we call it the hip shift because we're shifting over to the hip and kicking him that way. And he kind of unloads onto the side, boom, and then you kick back into a north-south pin.
Right. Can you get back there? See if you're really right. Now, guys, watch here. Now, here's where we work this stuff. Now, when he manipulates here, okay, see here, this hooks. This foot comes over and it's just propping. See, now what's going to happen is Eric's going to shift this way. See, by hooking over, see how Derek dropped his shoulders or his hip and his knee, and he just shifts him over. Wham! And he comes right back and controls. That manipulation of the lower extremities is essential to this skill. So that's something you work on, just the lower body control. Okay, it's using your feet. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So I'm going to go this way so you can see the foot prop. Okay. So once he peels, it's going to hook, and I'm going to prop that foot right there. And that way, when he starts moving, I can just kick him right over it, and then you're going to kick this foot back and pull that side's grip back. I'm being real nice and not getting Eric's back of his head on my shoulder, but normally you stay in tight, and now you see how his head's popped up, and then you flatten out. And it's unpleasant.
For the judo guys at IJF, for the judo guys at IJF rules and stuff, I guess it is pretty much okay. Now, what'll ease off this neck here is if Derek shifts over a bit and see, and he's got a little more of an angle, and he still has great control because he's totally controlling Eric's upper body here, his shoulders, but he's let off the pressure of the neck. So, I mean, if you're in a submission grappling or something like that, where, you know, it's a D situation, You want a little neck action, let them know you love them with the neck thing there. That's a good way to do that, pop that neck up there. So.
Okay, and when you're pinning, notice I have the lapels here, you try and pull them out the back of his armpits. And that effectively pins his shoulders down, and then you get your chin or your head down on the near side shoulder, and you're kind of laying on it. And that way, when he starts scrambling around trying to get out, no matter which way he turns, one of those grips pulls him back, and then you lock it down with your head. Okay? Stay low, that's the easiest way to do it. If you want to be more mobile, getting ready for a sub, we're up on our knees and our toes. And it's still a good pin. It's just a little bit more mobile. You notice I can kind of move around with him a little bit. Okay, so one more time all the way through. Yeah, right and beyond. Excellent. Okay.
You guys move back a little bit.
Regular, oh, okay. Good direction. Right over here. Where am I facing? Okay. Back up through. Peels up. Actually, peel off that way. Oh, peel off, yeah.